Hey, what's up you guys? How's it going? It's Papa, and today I, of course, have to you a brand new Spright deck profile that I have been playing for the current format, and of course this deck is always a lot of fun. Longtime viewers of the channel will know that Spright is probably one of my favorite decks that I have ever played. I mean, these are basically all reliable, other than Lightsworn, other than ABC, other than Horus. I can keep going, but I'm not going to. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to showcase you guys the deck that I have been playing for the current format. This deck did just get a whole lot of support from the new Battles of Legends set, and of course it did just get reprinted as well, so if you weren't able to afford the cards before, now you can. One of the best things about Spright is that this deck can now make Toad again. I mean, now that Elf is banned, I say now very lightly because Elf got banned like maybe a year or so ago. But since we don't have Elf, you still can make totally awesome in this deck, and I will showcase you guys the cards you do to do it. I think I've talked farther enough. I mean, you've seen Spright on this channel so many times now, but I'm not sick of it, and you shouldn't be sick of it either because it's a lot of fun. But yeah, guys, before I get into this list, I want to go ahead and let you know to check out the channel and subscribe for more videos, because if you do subscribe, then you let me know that I'm doing something right. But yes, of course, let's go ahead and get into the deck list. Of course, we are profiling pure Spright. Starting off with the Spright names, of course, we are on 3 copies of Spright Blue. Card is beautiful. I mean, this card just does everything for you. All the Sprites have the special summon effect to where if you control a level 2, then you can special summon the card from your hand. And if you control a Xyz monster, then or an Xyz monster rank 2, then you can special summon it from the hand as well. It doesn't just have to be a level 2. As well as this card, Spright Jet, beautiful new ultra rare, and in Euro, of course. Also, the Spright Jet has the same exact effect. If you control a rank 2 Xyz monster, then you can go ahead and special summon Jet from your hand as well. But of course, it can also special summon if you control a level 2. This is basically Diet Spright Blue, where this one gets you a spell or trap, so it's very strong. We do play 1 copy of Spright Red, 1 copy of Spright Carrot. These are your forms of negation. Spright Red being able to tribute a monster, and you get to negate an effect. And then if you can destroy a rank or a link monster, then you get to negate the effect and destroy it. And then Spright Carrot, same exact thing. If you tribute a level 2, then you get to negate it. And if you tribute a rank 2 or a link 2, then you get to negate and destroy it. Spright Red and Spright Carrot share similarities on the summoning. As for if you control a link monster, link 2, then Carrot and Red can special summon themselves, as well as the level 2 Asterisk as well. And then I haven't played this card in a while, but since it is now hollow, I figured I'd give the card a try, and we are playing Spright Pixies. So basically, Pixies hasn't been seeing a whole lot of play, mainly because, again, Elf is banned, but since I am playing Toad again, I felt like having the Pixies was very strong to include, and honestly, after testing, this card has been very good. Pixies is just another good way to make it to where any of your Link, Rank, or Level 2 monsters go into battle, and you go to the damage step, you can pitch this card, and then you basically get to gain the attack of the monster attacking. So it's very strong there, and it throws a lot of people off guard if they don't know that this is in your hand. And if you go to battle phase, then you can always use cards like Starter to go ahead and summon blue. Blue effect will activate, getting you Pixies, and then you have the Pixies in hand, ready to protect your Toad or your SP Little Knight, whatever it may be. I have done it for both of them. Rounding off the Spright package, of course, we are playing 3 copies of Starter in the very beautiful Secret Rare rarity. And then we are playing the 1 Smashers, of course. And yeah, that's going to round off the Spright engine. We are playing more copies because we're not playing Life Twins, we're not playing any other kind of engine with it. I mean, we are just basically playing Spright. I mean, I am playing another engine, but I'll show you. Of course, since we're playing Spright, we play the best summon package in the game for Sprites. You play the Beaver package, so you play the 3 Nimble Beavers as well as the 2 copies of Nimble Angler. These cards are just so good. Nimble Beaver on summon gets to summon a Nimble monster from the deck or graveyard, and then Angler, not once per turn, basically when it's sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, you can go ahead and summon 2 Nimble monsters from the deck, and it's very good. And don't get me wrong, if you negate it once, I will do it again. But that's going to do it for the Nimble package. It's only the 5 Nimbles. You don't need Sunfish, you don't need a 3rd Angler. I mean, the deck is really tight, like your mom. And then, of course, since we get to play Totally Awesome again, we are playing 3 copies of Swap Frog. I love Swap Frog. This card is just so good, whether it's an Edison, whether it's an advanced format. Best believe if there's a chance for me to play Swap Frog, I will play Swap Frog. And of course, since you are playing 3 Swap Frog, you have to pair it with the brand new Mirror Mage of the Ice Barrier, as well as the Freezing Chains of the Ice Barrier. This card has been out before, but you've never had Mirror Mage. Basically, what Mirror Mage does is when it is sent from the deck to the graveyard, then you can add add the Freezing Change of the Ice Barrier from your deck to your hand, and then it's a continuous spell, but when on activation, you can target the Mirror Mage in your graveyard, or you can just target an Ice Barrier monster, but it's going to be Mirror Mage like 1000% of the time because I don't play any other monsters. And then basically you get to use this in your Swap Frog, and then you have a free Totally Awesome. So basically it makes it to where you have an extra form of negation, and then being able to have that extra Omni negate is very strong, and then Toad can just keep recycling itself back. You can also add Swap Frog back to your hand, just being able to just keep having level 2s to make the deck work. But that's going to do it for the Toad package essentially, because this is really the only way you can make Toad. And then I just play for non-engine. I'm playing 3 Fenrir. Don't turn away from the video. I know this doesn't look as appealing to most people, but I opted to play Fenrir just because this card is so good going second, and it really puts a lot of pressure on people, as well as baiting out cards like Little Knight. Being able to bait out like voiceless cards is very good. Fenrir just has a lot of usages, and then if you don't like it, then you can always side it out for something else instead. So 3 Fenrir. For the rest of the non-engine, of course, we are playing some hand traps. We play 3 copies of Ash Blossom, we are on 3 copies of Effect Failure, we are on 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, and then we are on 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talent. I'm not playing Called by the Grave, I'm not playing what's it called, Ghost Mourner, I'm not playing Ogre, none of that stuff. I felt like the engine alone will be able to help break a lot of boards. The only issue that this deck has is that they are all typically weak for the most part in forms of attacking, but basically as soon as the deck gets rolling, then you are in for a good time and your opponent is not. So I opted to just play a small, I believe it's 11 cards non-engine. I mean 14 if you count the Fenrirs. I really don't, because it's just so good. But honestly, this is more than enough. I don't think you need anything more, and I don't think you need anything less. And rounding off the main deck, of course, we are on 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity, because this card just helps you so much. It helps you just basically see your deck, and you need to see your deck to win. So 3 Prosperity. That's going to go ahead and do it for the main deck. Of course, we are around 40 cards, no more, no less. The only thing that I wish that I could fit in this deck is a Foolish Burial, but I don't have the space for it. If you really wanted to play Foolish Burial, you can consider cutting like maybe a Talents, maybe a Fenrir, or maybe even cutting a Prosperity. But I like the deck how it is right now. I think it's been working very well for me, and that's just that's it. That's my opinion. For the extra deck, of course, we are on number, oh, I did not organize this. Okay, that was awkward. Yeah, we have the extra deck now. So for the extra deck, of course, with the brand new Euro on one, not the other, we have 2 copies of Gigantic Spright. Very beautiful quarter century rare. I can't believe this card actually can quarter century rare, and now that it is, of course I had to cop. So we are on 2 Gigantics, because sometimes you just need the second one, and if you don't need the second one, you can always banish it off of Prosperity. It really just depends on your situation, but we do play 2. And then of course we are on the Totally Awesome, which is very awesome.
Good one, Donna.
A card I've been liking a lot in the extra deck has been number 2, Ninja Shadow Mosquito. This card actually puts in a lot of work, basically making it to where it helps you go for game, and then it helps you basically just get in extra damage that you want to be able to do, and then it also helps you make Zeus. So we play 1 Mosquito. 1 Gin Buster. Card's okay. I don't know if I'm going to keep playing it or not, but this is just what I've been using so far, and it's been fine. Most of the time it gets banished off of Prosperity, but there are those few instances where you do have an extra jet and blue on field, and you can overlay for Gin Buster. So that's really it. Onibimaru probably is my favorite rank 2 to play with this deck. This card is always just so good for me. 1 copy of Zeus. Card is super strong, of course. This card helps you break boards, and since we're playing Dark Roll in the side deck, this card is really, really good at breaking boards. 1 copy of Spright Sprint, also very beautiful, quarter century rare, glad to have it, but we only need 1 of it because it's just good at 1. 1 copy of Dark Charmer, I don't really need to explain this one. 1 copy of Masquerena, 1 copy of Little Knight, Phoenix and Unicorn, and then for the last 2 cards in the extra deck, I play an Apollosa and a Avermax. Avermax is very strong. Being able to use this with your Masquerena and your Sprint, basically, when you leave those 2 on field to go into Avermax is very good, because it makes it to where your opponent can only attack Avermax, making it to where your Toad stays alive, making it to where your Gigantic stays alive for the follow-up turn. And then, yeah, that's really about it. It also makes it to where they can't attack your Spright Carrots and your Spright Reds to basically make it go away before you get to use the negate. So that's the extra deck. The side deck is still a work in progress. Of course, this is basically what I am deciding to play for my locals because, again, locals is like assholes. Everybody has them. We are playing Red Resonator because I just feel like you need to have more tuners in the deck, but unfortunately I can't fit any more in the main deck, so we just opt to play it in the side deck. I do play 2 copies of Gamma Seal. This is a card that I'm very iffy on. These are basically 2 free spots in the extra deck, but again, it is just locals. It's nothing too serious, so I have been liking it, but I can see why I would want to cut it because there are probably better cards in place for this. But I also haven't used Kaijus in a while, so I just figured why not use a Kaiju. And it's also really good because this card helps you out cards like Skull Guardian, helps you out Chaos Angel, Fenrir, whatever it may be, and then just having an extra 2200 body on the field is very strong because you can special summon it too if you get to that situation where you have 2 in hand. So 2 Gamma Seals, and then of course we are on 3 copies of Dark Ruler No More. Card is just very good at breaking boards. 2 copies of Lightning Storm, 1 Feather Duster. This is just the norm. I don't really see the reason not to play these cards in your side deck right now because they just hit everything. 1 Gamma Burst. Card is very good going second. It is not very good going first, so you have to play it in the side deck, basically making it to where you get to the situations where you just clear your opponent's board, and then if you summon 4 times, go to battle phase, then you can just activate Gamma Burst, and odds are with your 4 level 2s on the field, you have game. So why wouldn't you play Gamma Burst? It's also just very strong because it helps with all your level 2s and rank 2s on the field, so they all gain the 1400 attack buff, so it just basically boosts everything, whereas Pixies just boost the 1. And then of course we are on 3 copies of Evenly Matched, and lastly rounding off the deck is 2 copies of Dimensional Barrier. But yeah guys, that's gonna go ahead and do it for the deck profile. I really hope you enjoyed the list. I mean, of course I do love playing Spright. It is probably my favorite deck to play right now because of the new support that we just got, even though it is indirect support. But I do advise for you guys to please go ahead and give the deck a try because it is a lot of fun and it is much more affordable now than it ever has been before. But other than that, let me know what you guys have been playing with this current format because I know a lot of people are kind of sick of it, and honestly I'm a little sick of it too. But my locals doesn't really play Snake Eyes anymore because we are all just kind of tired of it, and I like that a lot. I really do. But yeah guys, let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe for more, and until next time, this has been Papa, and I will catch you all in my next video.